Speaking at a press conference at the launch of the report, the authors said that unless we can greatly reduce CO2 emissions, we face a challenging and uncertain climate future. Geoengineering technologies may not necessarily be the solution and would need to be tested.
There's a kind of a catch-22 in that the worst situation is to not test the option and then be faced with a climate emergency and be faced with the question of, oh, should I deploy an untested option? This is like having a parachute that you've never tested out, and when the plane's crashing and you try your first jump. On the other hand, so in terms of environmental risk reduction, it might be best to start testing these schemes at very small scale early, so that you could start very gradually and gradually scale it up and understand what the negative consequences are as you test at larger and larger scales.
Geoengineering technologies to cool the planet may be technically possible, but the report identifies major uncertainties regarding their effectiveness, cost and environmental impact.
All of the geoengineering methods that are considered in the report will affect the climate of the planet, and the consequences are, of course, of concern to all of humanity. But the acceptability of these techniques will be predicated not only on the scientific and technical factors, but also on their acceptability on social, legal and political grounds. But our final and most important message is that cutting greenhouse gas emissions is our highest priority, and that geoengineering is not the magic bullet. But if we are going to have recourse to geoengineering techniques, we need to have in place a government framework that allows us to balance the risks and the benefits.
The press conference heard that if we strive to cut greenhouse gas emissions and fail, research and development into geoengineering techniques must be undertaken now.
The idea of intervening on a global scale rather than piecemeal